to show Eliana something about herself today. That she's, in a moment, she'll get upset and just flare the fuck off and not be able to deal with her emotions in a moment. And that we can't do that anymore. We cannot do anymore. So I'm gonna let her talk for herself. And come on, come closer over here. So here it is. And I'm blocking people that don't have by nature on their name. FYI. You're going to have to speak up because the fans are on.
So, I was explaining earlier.
What happened? In your words, what happened?
Okay, so it all started yesterday. And I was not paying attention to detail. I felt like I wasn't paying too much of detail, more so than just running the family and making sure that everything gets done the way that it needs to be. And prior to, because I had called True in here to grab a pen for me for the iPad out my tent. And the reason why I had called him, in my opinion, was because Pice had been doing everything for me that day. And I always tell Pice, I say, Pice, delegate somebody to do this. And he never does. And he just always goes off and do it. And I'm like, okay, so I took it up to myself to just call somebody else that was available to do what I needed to be done the fastest and the most efficient way than what I wanted to be done. Because Pice was in the kitchen washing dishes. And so prior to that, prior to me calling him for the pen, True had, had a incident where he was doing something that he shouldn't have supposed to, and Chief addressed him about it. And because I called him for the pen, it could have led to him taking the energy the wrong way, prior to him having the disposition that he had with the women earlier that day. This was, this was all the women involved. It wasn't just me. It was the energy behind him and what's his motive and what's his intent or what's on his mind. And so I was just doing it, just unconsciously just asking and just delegating. I called him to get the pen, and then Chief comes up to me. He's like, why would you call me to get the pen? I'm like, I don't know. I just want to know. I just want to get done what I need to get done as fast as possible. And I knew that he would hurry up and go do it, because he doesn't waste time. And so he was like, but you know that he just did this. And I was like, I could see that. And so later that night, it's still kind of, well, we had a meeting about it. We pulled it out to a meeting. And in the meeting, I didn't know that Chief had went to him after the meeting and had a talk with him, like one-on-one. I didn't know that. So I thought that maybe it was still unresolved, that energy was unresolved. But before I figured out or knew that Chief had a conversation with him, I was trying to talk to Chief to get him to understand, like, I wasn't thinking like that. I'm trying to, like, look at it from all aspects and just be open, because I know before times, by my Mars being in the 12th house, I could have fantasies about other men. I could, daydream about it. And this has been a pattern for me earlier in our relationship. And because I wasn't secure within myself, didn't have enough self-confidence to understand and see what was in front of me. Like, Chief is my husband. I shouldn't even do that. Because if I had self-esteem and I wasn't insecure in certain areas in my life, then I wouldn't even be able to do that. And I'm just being real. And so that has been a pattern a couple times in our relationship. And I, like, now in my life, I'm like, so I don't want that to ever happen again. That it's a very easy trigger for me for him to say, like, oh, this guy, or try to, play the energy. And I'm like, it frustrates me because I don't like when Chief is angry at me. I don't like when it just does something to me that just, like, it just make me just be like, fuck the world. Like, it just make me feel like that, which I shouldn't go to that extent. But I just really feel some type of way. Like, he just trigger all of my emotions. Like, trigger everything inside of me when he's testing me or when something is happening. And so let me ask you this. When you trigger emotions in me, as you do all the time, ain't I patient with you? Yeah,
So, I mean, the world has seen how patient I've been with you. So why wouldn't you take the time and not display that anger toward me? Why you don't just give me the same thing I give you? I give you patience. I sit down and have a real nigga moment. We talk about it. We get through the issue. If there's a misunderstanding, we talk through it. Since when do you have the right to, just because you're frustrated and you get emotional, that you go over the edge and say, fuck it, I'm just going to wild the fuck out? How is that loving me? If I'm insecure in our relationship at all, right? I deserve the same treatment throughout the whole damn year and a half we've been together. You've been insecure the whole time. And every time you've been insecure, I have went and bent backwards to make sure that you were secure. I've pushed you, motivated you. Even when the whole world was like, fuck her, chief, I said, no, I believe in you. In one moment, as this, just one moment, all it took was for one moment, and you just flipped the fuck out. Like, yo, where's the love? So when I say that, I say this. Where the love? You see what I'm saying? Because the whole world has watched me be super patient with you and your insecurities. Now, I'm not an insecure person, not at all. But if I feel insecure in my relationship, I would like to bring that to the table and talk about it. Because that's who I am. I'm a communicator. Mercury 7th house. So with that being stated, I'm having a real nigga moment and you flare the fuck off. As if I deserve that little bit of patience from you after the world has seen, and not only is my reflections before the world could ever seen it, for the time, the whole time we've been together, I've been nothing but patient with you when you've been insecure about polygamy. I sat and explained it. I turned the camera on. I sat you on my lap and said, baby, I would never do that to you. I love you. I sat there and reassured you in front of everybody. And this is one little moment where I had the indication that I was insecure about our relationship and what was going on. Did I not deserve the same patience and love from you?
Yes, you did.
So why then do you say, yo, and this goes back to people can only love you as much as they love themselves. See, me, I love myself. I think I deserve all of the patience, love, and I give that to my people. I give that to others because that's who I am. I extend that to other people because I give it to myself. I'm very patient with myself. When I fail, I get up and keep going. And I tell myself, it's okay. You can make it. You can go. Keep going. And so I extend that to my lover. I don't give up easy. That's not in me. And I displayed that in front of the world. In every episode that you have, in every real nigga moment, it was like you falling apart. I picked you up. So the one time that I'm insecure in our relationship, which doesn't happen often, this something so little, something so petty, you flare the fuck off as if I do this all the time. You act like I'm doing this to you all the time. I never do this. I felt something and I just brought it up. Like, what's up, y'all? Y'all feeling each other? Like, what's going on? I want to know. Because we have a rule here in Carbonation. If your girl is feeling, if you got a notion that somebody else is feeling somebody, what do? Call a meeting. Sound off again. Call a meeting. We call a meeting. We don't play secret and play little games with each other's wives and husbands. We don't play the little eye and body language. We don't play little flirtation. We don't do that here because that creates confusion. So anytime we have the notion of something going on, we communicate. Because I never wanted to be with somebody else's girl. I don't want you to be with my girl. And so most of the time during real nigga moments is what? It's either me letting the wife go or me receiving the wife, which is the case right now, right? Ra is now going to Solar, which is the case now. Ra is going to Solar. That's how I do it. Ra ain't gotta flirt with Solar on a daily basis. If Ra feels something between her and Solar, well, take your ass over to Solar. Don't say you want to be here and play games, because that creates confusion and we ain't got time for that. I like an organized environment, a very clean environment. And justice and righteousness. Let's be righteous. Let's do the right thing. You feel me? I ain't got no hard feelings. I could get a woman. That's okay. There's plenty of women that want me. I'm okay. Now, if you want to be over there, be over there. Don't play games. Don't play games. I feel it. Now, if I'm insecure, then you should have brought it up in the meeting. Just say, hey, look, that ain't what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Baby, I would never do that to you. I love you. As I've done to you, publicly. When you've been insecure, and I said, Eliana, come here. What's going on? Everybody could see Eliana was jealous. What did I do? I reassured Eliana. No one come before Eliana. I reassured you, even though that got on my nerves. I was very frustrated in those moments. I did not flare off and go cut my fucking hair off or have a fucking temper tantrum. You cannot do that. Now, you represent a lot of black women out there. This behavior is the common black woman behavior. I hate you so much right now. Angry black woman. We know about it. Like a firecracker ready to set it off. So many women out there are... This is what happens. Once they get upset, they go from 0 to fucking cuckoo. Real quick. And I'm still not giving up on you. I'm not going to be with you no more. Me and you are no longer directs after this. You are my student right now. We and you are not together anymore. You are my student. After this episode, no. Because I deserve better than this, and you deserve better than what you giving yourself. If you can't see your blessing. So you can stay here, and you can be my student, but me and you are not lovers anymore. You are not my direct, and you are not my chiefess anymore. From this day forth. That's fine. But I'm not going to give up on you because I love you. And you represent the black woman out there. See, each one of us have spirits in us that represent somebody out there watching. There's a woman out there have done the same shit you just did right there. Cut their fucking hair off in the moment, in an emotional moment. You raise your hand.
I mean, that's exactly where she was. Temper tantrums, not being able to control my...
We got another real nigga moment that happened with y'all. We need to talk about that. Right? We need to talk about that. Now, that's a real nigga moment, too. There's a lot of people that don't know about what happened between Joy and goddamn New the other day. They don't know about that. But they need to know it ain't all fucking peaches and cream with all of y'all. Everybody got their shit. Hey, man, I feel the same shit everybody else feel. I'm not allowed to respond the same way because we supposed to be leveling up and expanding the black mind. We're not allowed to lash out and do irrational things in our anger. We're not. No matter as bad as we want to do it. We might as well go back to Babylon, eat fucking Burger King, smoke cigarettes, and drink out. If you're going to be Babylon, be Babylon. If you're going to be dedicated to this path, be dedicated to the path. You're doing it for the people. But the race is not given to the swift nor the strong. You might think you're stronger than Eliana. You might think that you're smarter than Eliana. You might think that you're faster than Eliana. But the race is not given to the swift nor the strong, but those that endure to the what? The end. The end. My life doesn't belong to me. It belongs to you. That's why I give it to you. It belongs to you. Point blank, period. So I'm gonna let you finish speaking for yourself and just talk to the people about how you feel about what you did and how you feel after.
I just remember when I had a moment like this before, when I was in Babylon, and what I remember in that situation was through the universe, through the person. The universe was, as the person, and the person hemmed me up and threw me in the car like I was a psycho, like I was a maniac, and strapped me in without my consent, like just put me in the car, strapped me in, and told me that they was gonna take me to the crazy house because that's what
Your Babylon father.
Yeah, he did that to me, and he felt like he was going to ride to the crazy house, and I remember I calmed down because of that, because I had watched my Babylon grandma going to the psychiatric ward, and I remember how the people was in there, and I didn't want to. That's a place that I didn't want to be, so I had calmed down from that, and then it was all over. But eventually, as time went on, because I was just so angry, I wound up just running away from the situation, and that led me here. And now that I'm here, I'm continuing that same behavior as if it's helping me, and it's not. It's actually, I'm using it against myself and self-sabotaging it against myself. Now, as far as just going ham and just cutting my hair off, like I literally was just in that mode. Like I had no control, and it doesn't make me feel good that I didn't have control, because now I have to live with the results of what I did when I didn't have control.
Moment.
And I
in a fucking moment, man.
Self-control. And so,
what y'all seen upstairs? I'm just what you seen upstairs, fellas. Nobody can hear your little light ass nigga. Like nobody can hear your light voice, bruh. Nobody can hear you. What you seen upstairs? What did it make you feel like? Y'all gotta come up because it's kind of dark. Come up a little closer. What did y'all, when y'all was looking at your chiefess, at the time, wilding out like that, what was y'all thinking?
I was like, what the fuck happened? Because I wasn't there.
No, your face was the shit. You was looking like, bruh, you was looking like.
I ain't never seen nobody respond like that, you know what I'm saying? That shit was really the core essence, you know what I'm saying? A lot of frustration and anger.
It was a lot of anger. It was like, yo.
A lot of energy. A lot of energy at that point in time. Hair was all over the floor. It was like a lot of you could see like the waves. Like there was so much energy going on. Frustration, hurt, pain, misunderstanding. Like a lot of that stuff just all coming out. You know what I'm saying? All boiling out. It's like someone reaching their top and then their head exploding. Like literally, like that's all of that frustration and anger, misunderstanding just came out of that one person at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I had no idea like the limitation, like where it was gonna stop, because it started like we started hiding on anything, like because I didn't know like how much worse this could have went. I'm not used to seeing well actually I'll take that back. I haven't seen people hurt themselves, but that was like I was nervous. I was there like trying to protect her.
Yeah, we was trying to restrain her down, like yeah. But I was thinking like, yo, how could something so light just it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. What I want to ask you is, what happened to lead up to that much anger? Like, you act like shit. I've been doing this every single day to you. I don't do this I hardly ever do that to you. But I just want to understand, like, is that all it took for you to say fuck everything, like fuck life, like you was wilding, like wilding, like to say just like fuck it?
It's a lot of other stuff in me that I'm frustrated about.
Like what? We talk about everything. And what's going to stop this from happening again? That's the scary part. The scary part is this ever happening again.
I just think that sometimes in the moments where it's really important, like today we was upstairs and we was talking and stuff, and we was talking about hanging out and stuff, and you was like, I really like when I'm hanging out with you when you're not tripping, because I feel like you focus on things that shouldn't be focused on, and then you counteracted it with, well, then I realized that the things that you do think about I should be focused on, because it was a valid point as your feminine energy to bring stuff to the surface. And sometimes I just think that you don't listen to me 100%, so I just feel like completely shut off to you in moments where I have information and I try to come and tell you, and then it's like this morning, that incident that happened this morning where I proceeded right and Solar this morning, not actually them, but this situation, and I came to talk to you about it.
All I said is, like, let's hold a meeting. And that's what we did.
The meeting happened naturally, but you always have this disposition where you're like, I don't know, for some reason I just feel like you were saying key things in that time that we was talking that made me feel bad about myself, like you was like, why you just want to throw her away, like stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't want to throw her away. I'm like, wait, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I feel that something is off. And
what did I
sometimes
say?
I just feel like you fussing at
No.
me.
Here's what I do. Let me tell you something about me, and you need to know what. I'm a positive ass thinking person. It's a lot of negative shit that's getting thrown at me 24/7 in my position.
It's not negative.
No, it's just everything that come to me, I try to be optimistic about it. So you're gonna feel me turn a negative situation into a positive situation. So you'll come to me like, well, why didn't you just talk to her? That's what you'll get from me. I said, why didn't you just have a meeting and tell her how you really feel? Stop in that moment. Don't let it linger.
You don't have that. You say, well, why you didn't have a meeting? That's not how to take
I did not.
That's
I didn't scream at you like that. Stop lying on me. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You did.
No.
You
This
say,
morning we was in the
do this
back.
every day. You say you
no,
do this all
if
the
my
time.
voice
You
is like
respond like this.
like first of all, I'm from New York. Like, calm down. Like, when I talk, I be talking like I project myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't make it seem like I was screaming on you, my nigga. Like, you making it seem like I was like, what are you talking about? Was I like that?
No, I'm not saying like screaming on me. I'm just saying that every time I have one of those moments,
I'm
because
always,
you taught me to address situations when I have facts, and when I don't have all of the pieces, I come to you as.
No, you get the fact. I say this every time, don't I? I say this every time. You get the facts by how? By talking about it. You'll never get the facts until you hold the meeting with her. You're going to be confused about the situation until you hold the meeting with her. So I don't really want to talk to you about how you feel about somebody else. I want you to be like, yo, babe, we need to hold the meeting because I want to know the solution rather than your problems. Tell me the solution. I'm the type of person like this. I don't even like to talk to people unless they're talking about solutions. I don't want to talk about your problems. I want to talk about the solutions. Let's talk about the solutions. You know what to do in these situations, as I told you over and over. And sometimes I'm frustrated because I repeat myself over and over, and you perpetuate the same behavior over and over. Excuse me if I'm a little frustrated by the 50th time, and my voice is got a frustration in it because you keep doing the same thing over and over. The same behavior over and over will make somebody frustrated after a while.
I just feel like I just think that like even if I would have put, sometimes the reason why I don't go straight forward into and address the situation, because like what happened in the beginning of the relationship when I had said a couple things about Mama Rod, and kind of technically it is what it is, like that is the behavior, but it was like, you can't think like that, like you can't always look at stuff like that, you can't do that. And I'm like trying to piece it together. And of course, it's going to be pieced together through me talking to her. Like, I understand that.
That's all it is.
But then sometimes I don't know how to.
No, you're trying to do something within your own mind, assuming things. And this goes back to the original meeting about Ra. Remember, Ra said she didn't want to go live with you. And you said, okay, well, that's the universe. And in your mind, you took it and made something else up in your own mind instead of going to Rob and being like, why did you say that? You just took it and assumed that this was the universe said. And this is what you do. And so when you bring it to me over and over with the same thing that I just talked to you about on live, and you do the same thing to me, you come to me again and say, I don't know what's going on with Rob. And I'm like, what